What's up? My bad. Life, man. Who I got? One person? Welcome to Crypto Livestream. Talk about news, little macro, little AI, all the good stuff, man. All the good stuff. Welcome. My name is DubDigital, yours truly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Grab a drink. Goku's in the house today. He's powered up. Hey. Say hi. I'll take some time, say hi to the people. If not, we'll get going pretty quick. I know y'all are very busy people. I am too. I know how it is. So you might not be able to catch the whole stream. I don't expect you to. I try to make it as easy for you as you want. You want some long form? Cool, live stream. You want some short form? I release every single article I go over here throughout the week on my channel. So, two people, who it is. How you guys doing? Say hi. Come on, say hi. What crypto are you looking at? What's your favorite crypto? Give me something, man. I vibe out the energy. Man, sorry about moving the stream a couple times. Life be happening, man. Doesn't slow down for nobody, right? Damn. How you guys been? I've been on a tea kick. I'm trying to get off coffee, man. It's a problem. I'm all hooked, man. I've been drinking coffees for so long. I was drinking so much, like I get sleepy. Is that weird? I don't know. And my eyes are dark. I got a haircut. Grow my beard out. I'm trying to connect it. You know? I hear if you grow a beard out, you get stronger. Let's see if it works. Two people, what's up? No, you guys want to say nothing? Okay, we can get going to the news, but feel free. Drop comments in the chat. I try to be as interactive as I can, as much as I can while I'm reading the news. I can't do two things at one time, so be understanding, right? I do a couple articles, come back, talk to the people, vice versa. If you guys don't say anything, I guess I'll go quick. Let's get to it. Let me share my screen. Share it. Very good. Let's go. Neuralink gets, wait a minute. I don't want to start with that. No, we're not an AI yet. We're here. U.S. corporations are filing for bankruptcy at the fastest pace since 2010. One would not know it. My bad. Let me get the cobwebs off. One would not know it from looking at the S&P, which just hit a record in 2023 high. But there's a bit of a bankruptcy crisis sweeping the U.S. where companies are filing for bankruptcy at the fastest pace in 13 years. In a clear sign of a tightening credit squeeze as interest rates rise and financial markets have locked out all the strongest borrowers. The increase is most visible among large companies, where there were 236 bankruptcy filings in the first 4 months of this year, more than double 2022 levels and the latest year-to-date pace since 2010, according to S&P Global Market Intelligence. Several large recognizable companies with hundreds or thousands of workers have filed for bankruptcy protection in recent weeks, including Bed Bath & Beyond and Vice Media, although their financial troubles predated the recent economic turmoil. One second. Ooh, weird. In total, 27 large debtors have filed for bankruptcy so far in 2023, compared to 40 for all of 2022. Wow. According to the figures compiled by bankruptcydata.com. Wow. I didn't know check that out. I didn't even know that was a thing. The era of low interest rates and pandemic-related government support programs helped keep companies afloat that may have otherwise had few other options. S&P analysts said of their large company data. Now that interest rates are back to the Great Recession levels and pandemic support programs are largely over, we're seeing a fresh uptick in the possible signs that companies are running out of time. Our general view is that we are going to see an increase in hard restructurings, driving the combination of higher debt levels from the borrowing binge of COVID and rising interest rates. The triggers will be running out of money and inability to refinance maturing debt. An investment banker at some companies have used every trick in the book and now have run out of tricks. Last month, the dress retailer David's Bridal filed for bankruptcy for the second time in 5 years and said it was seeking a buyer, days after informing state labor departments that it planned to lay off more than 9,000 employees nationwide. The 70-year-old company said its business was weighed down by the post-COVID environment and uncertain economic conditions. Perhaps the most notable recent bankruptcy was that of long-struggling Bed Bath & Beyond, which filed for bankruptcy in late April, got a boost from the wave of consumer spending during the pandemic when Americans spent more time at home. But when the economic climate shifted and stubbornly high inflation reduced discretionary purchases, the retailer's fortune tumbled. Recent filings make clear how some large indebted companies were clobbered by the end of easy money. The Vice Media bankruptcy filed last week disclosed the company had been cash flow negative for several years, forcing it to borrow heavily to fund operations. As interest rates rose, it became costlier for Vice to refinance those loans. For a delightful read, this collapse, whatever, not gonna read that. Interesting. So easy money is gone, interest rates are rising, the cost of money is increasing. And because of that, people are finding it hard to get money to finance their operations because debt, more or less, is a substitute for revenue, real revenue. So we're starting to see who has skeletons in their closet and who's actually sitting pretty. A lot of companies that household names are starting to drop. Vice Media, Bed Bath & Beyond, David's Bridal, so on and so forth. These are not small companies. They're not startups. They have lots of employees. And should they not be successful in bankruptcy, or should they just completely go under and go out of business, it's going to have large impacts on the economy. Yeah, mom and pop shops going away, you might get rid of 10 people's jobs. David's Bridal going away, 9,000. You do too many of those, you're going to really start to see the ripple effects come through the economy, and you'll look out the window and you'll see it. It's going to start to become real now. All this easy money, all this stimulus, all this printing was like a sugar high. Yeah, it keeps you up, but not for very long. And we're starting to see the chickens come home to roost. It's very sad, to be quite honest. But to be quite honest, companies that don't manage their debt, manage their finances in a responsible way, a lot of people argue that they deserve to go out of business. For new people, new entrepreneurs to rise up and grasp that market share. But we'll see. Something tells me this is not the end. We're going to see a lot more bankruptcies. And I think the names of the bankruptcies are going to get a lot more profound, larger, big names. Will be interesting to see. 3 people, what's up? How you guys doing? Who I got? Leave me a comment in the chat. Give me a like, comment, whatever. It helps me grow on YouTube. Never ask for your money. But can you do that for me? Thank you. Appreciate you. 3 people, what's up? Let me jump into the next one. If you guys are got nothing to say, no problem. We'll just keep going. Hold up. You ever can't catch your breath for some reason? It's happening to me right now, man. What the hell? Not a good time. All right. Biden reaches tentative U.S. debt ceiling deal report. He looks more handsome in this picture. Amid growing concerns of a potential debt default by early June, United States President Joe Biden and House Majority Leader Representative Kevin McCarthy have reportedly reached an agreement in principle to raise the federal government's multi-trillion-dollar debt ceiling. What does that mean in principle? According to a May 28th report from Reuters citing 2 sources familiar with the negotiations, the tentative agreement to raise the $31.4 trillion debt ceiling was reached after a 90-minute phone call between Biden and McCarthy on May 27th. Since publication time, Biden has confirmed via Twitter the existence of an agreement in principle, explaining that it will prevent the U.S. from failing a catastrophic default. Biden noted that over the next day, the argument would go to the U.S. House of Representatives and Senate. He urged both chambers to pass the agreement right away. They don't do anything right away. Negotiations have agreed to cap non-defense discretionary spending at 2023 levels for 1 year and increase it by 1% in 2025, a source familiar with the deal said. This comes only weeks after U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned of a default risk as soon as June 1st, if the debt limit isn't suspended or raised, urging Congress to act as soon as possible. Additionally, the U.S. Congressional Budget Office published a report on May 12th, emphasizing that if the debt limit remains unchanged, there is a significant risk that at some point in the first 2 weeks of June, the government will no longer be able to pay all of its obligations. That's interesting, y'all. First of all, I'm not quite sure what an agreement in principle means and a tentative agreement. It sounds a lot like they haven't came to an agreement. So all of this jawboning, all this yip yapping doesn't really mean much unless people sign on the dotted line. So I'm not quite convinced. I think they're trying to give the market and just the overall sentiment more positive press to try to control the narrative, but that was a lot of nothing, right? It's cool. Biden's been saying pass a debt ceiling increase bill right away for a while now, and he's still there. And we still haven't made any more progress. He was supposed to go to G7, come back, and pass the debt ceiling agreement right away. That has not happened. It still hasn't happened. June 1st is coming down the pike real quick. And we had Jamie Dimon come out and say, I think in my last week's live stream, I read an article about Jamie Dimon, who's a CEO of JP Morgan, come out and say, hey, the real problem is I guess you would say how it seems, right? Like the optics of the situation. Doesn't matter if we pass one. The damage is already done. Why do we come all the way down to the end of the line, down to the wire to pass this? This is enough to make rating agencies downgrade us. And I have some articles today suggesting, not even suggesting, stating that other countries' credit rating agencies are already downgrading us. And if we get downgraded, that hurts because the US dollar is backed by what? Faith and confidence. But if our faith and confidence is hurt, what does that mean for our dollar? It's not good. That is why this is so important, because the dollar probably could last a little longer, but not if we shoot ourselves in the foot by not passing this thing. And passing it's not a magic solution either, because if we pass it, the debt ceiling gets raised. That means we could print more, and then the dollar dies more. So it's like kill it now, kill it later. Either way, it's dying. What do you guys think? One person, what's up? One second. Gotta unplug that. All right. Nothing? Next one. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen revises debt default date. U.S. government could exhaust funds by June 5th. Oh, wow. She's just making up new stuff now. We just magically got money now. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has revised her estimate for the potential date of U.S. default. In a letter she sent to all congressional leaders Friday regarding the debt limit, Yellen wrote, based on the most recent available data, we now estimate the Treasury will have insufficient resources to satisfy the government's obligations if Congress has not raised or suspended the debt limit by June 5th. We will make more than $130 billion of scheduled payments in the first 2 days of June, including payments to veterans and Social Security and Medicare recipients. These payments will leave the Treasury with extremely low levels of resources, Yellen clarified. During the week of June 5th, Treasury is scheduled to make an estimate of $92 billion of payments and transfer, including a regularly scheduled quarterly adjustment that would result in an investment in the Social Security and Medicare Trust Fund, or roughly $36 billion. Therefore, our projected resources would be inadequate to satisfy all these obligations, the Treasury Secretary added. Yellen previously said that the Treasury will not be able to pay all of the government's bills as early as June 1st. Congressional Budget Office, or CBO, estimated that the U.S. default can occur in the first 2 weeks of June. Meanwhile, the global investment bank Goldman Sachs said the real deadline for the U.S. default is more like June 8th or 9th. The U.S. government is expecting some tax payments on June 15th. However, Yellen has stated that the odds of reaching June 15th while being able to pay all of its bills is quite low. Many people have warned of disastrous consequences of the U.S. defaulting on its debt obligations. Yet Yellen said the consequences would be unthinkable. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, expects very serious repercussions. If the U.S. defaults on its debt, Harvard professor Kenneth Ragoff said it could spark a global financial crisis. Everyone and their mom has a opinion about the debt default, right? It's funny though how Yellen got out on media, on social media, on regular media, saying June 1st is the hard line in the sand. We'll be out of money by June by June 1st. Now she's extending it to June 5th. That makes me think she's being sort of political. It makes me think she's being used to stoke the fire of the Senate to pass something. Because, I mean, honestly, money is money, right? Like the bottom line is the bottom line. Either you have money to go past June 1st or you don't. Sounds like we have the whole time. Makes me think, is she telling the truth? But I think this is what's going on, right? We don't really know when it's going to run out because like taxes are still coming in, people are still contributing to that, and the budget runs out when it runs out. So there's like a window. So they should just say that, just be straight up. But even the latest projection, which is June 9th, says that we don't have that long until the budget runs out. This is the most down to the wire I've ever seen the debt ceiling issue get pushed. And I've seen it happen all the time. Guys, this isn't new. It's happened like 83 times before this. So usually this is the MO to get the debt ceiling raised. They wait until the end, get you to panic, make people think something catastrophic is going to happen, and they raise it. But we've never been this politically divided ever, right? And hang with me. There's other articles showing you that other countries, China, are already downgrading us. All of this runs the risk of downgrades from credit agencies. Credit agencies are what lets the whole world know if the United States is worthy of their trust or not. And if we breach that trust, watch the dollar collapse in price 30% overnight, because the loss of confidence can happen like this. And so can the purchasing power of the dollar. Or people, what's up? How you been feeling? Good? Y'all are quiet. Say something, man. Shoot, I'm over here drinking Goku juice. That sounds weird. Damn. Sometimes I say stuff, I don't think about it. I gotta think about more. See what happened to the S&P last time they raised the debt ceiling? Question mark? Are you suggesting it went up? I mean, they always raise the debt ceiling. There hasn't been a time where they haven't, right? So like an S&P traditionally, except for the recent past, has been going up. Yeah, raising the debt ceiling means issuing debt. When you issue debt, it makes money appear into the existence just out of nowhere. And then that money gets stuck places like the stock market, like crypto, like real estate. Haven't you noticed? Don't you think it's funny? Like the whole time I've been alive, everything's gone up. It's because our money supply has only gone up, and our money is based on debt. So when we issue more debt, the money goes up, prices go up, everything's inflating. Guys, we're not just experiencing inflation now. We've been experiencing inflation ever since the existence of the Federal Reserve in 17, 13? It's a vicious cycle. It's just like more apparent now because it's like an exponential function, right? Like it starts off, it's much like crypto. Like you see it on the bottom, it's not that impressive. You don't really know if anything's happening, but over time, that slope starts to get more and more dramatic. And I think we're getting to a point where it's like a parabola for inflation. Not good, but what are you gonna do, man? Just like these changes are so big. It dropped. Really? It dropped? S&P? Well, I mean, how did it line up with? I'm not like 100% like familiar with exact time frame, but like how did it line up with like interest rates rising? You know, I think that could have an effect on it, but you know, whatever. Usually, if you issue more debt, things go up. ELA been pumping lately. Awesome. World Economic Forum, they've been talking a lot. They're loving what's happening to AI and all that stuff. And interesting. I have an article on them too as well. But guys, let's move on. Let's move on. And here we go. China's credit agency downgrades U.S. credit rating over debt ceiling standoff and looming default. China's Cheng Jinxing International Credit Rating has joined the chorus of credit agencies expressing concern over the United States credit rating. Following earlier warnings from Moody and S&P and Fitch regarding the debt ceiling standoff, CCXI has now downgraded the U.S. credit rating. The intensification of political division between the two parties in the United States has increased the difficulty of resolving the debt ceiling issue. CCXI's downgrade notice details. Beijing's credit agency added that its deterioration in fiscal strength and frequent breaches of the debt ceiling continue to erode the credit base of the US dollar. While CCXI took the bold step of downgrading the US credit rating, the credit agencies Fitch, Moody, and S&P have chosen a different path. Rather than downgrading the rating like CCXI, these three agencies have opted to place the US rating at the AAA on watch. The rating watch negative reflects the mounting political partisanship that hampers the timely resolution to raise or suspend the debt limit, with the approaching date adding urgency, Fitch elaborated in their assessment. CCXI's downgrade notice echoes the sentiment, emphasizing that even in the event of a consensus, confidence has been adversely affected. Even if a consensus is reached, the brinkmanship would pose uncertainty to the U.S. government's policy path and dampen economic confidence, which could trigger further volatility in U.S. politics and the economy. Aye. So while we are in America waiting to see if this debacle with the debt ceiling actually gets us downgraded by our agencies, other countries' rating agencies are already taking the liberty to do it for us. They're saying, we're not going to wait any longer. You guys have came way down the wire. It shouldn't have come this far. So we're downgrading you. We're taking away your creditworthiness. We do not think you're as creditworthy as you used to be or how much you say you are. Now, the American credit rating agencies aren't even that far behind. They're already scoping it out and looking at the situation and be like, okay, you guys better come to agreement, because if you don't, you're getting downgraded too. I have a feeling that even if we pass it, we still might get downgraded. That would be horrific. But honestly, I think we deserve it, man. Like, we come down to this. This should never come down this far to the wire. This happens all the time. It's not like this is a surprise. We're watching the budget. We watch it dwindle down. We get it down to like the very end. And our politicians try to weaponize it to use it as a political tool to get things passed. They usually wouldn't get passed. The whole world sees the game. They ain't crazy about it. They don't like it. And with the dollar even becoming less relevant on the global stage, they don't even really care if it does fall, because now they have alternatives. And they didn't before. So, how would the United States credit rating agencies look if they're the only ones that have the United States creditworthiness as AAA? The whole world would look at it and say, that's biased. We can't trust you guys. Your credit rating agencies aren't even truthful. We'll have to check it out. But guys, I just have a bad feeling that even if this comes, we pass this thing, the whole world sees the act. They're not impressed. I wouldn't be. It's like, damn, man. Like, why is this a surprise? And why do we have to come down to this? And why can't you guys make a decision? And why and why and why? 3 people, what's up? Oh, shoot. I'm here for the first time. Let's see if real knowledge and fun gets served over here. What's up? How you been? Welcome. First time. Cheers. Grab a drink. Sit on down. It's Sunday, baby. We chilling out. We talking about crypto. I do the long form thing here, but I know you guys are busy. This stream usually takes somewhere between 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I know not everyone has the time to do that. So you can sit down, enjoy it. If you can't stay for the whole time, whatever you can do is what's cool. You can watch the record, or I cut up each single article and send it out over the week. So just turn on the notifications. If you can't catch something, no worries. It'll come back for you in time. But yeah, I do, the format is I do a couple articles. I come back, talk to the people. If there's no comments, I just kind of run through it. But yeah, welcome. Love it when the wolf pack gets bigger. Next one. Moodys on de-dollarization. Rating agency labels U.S. debt default a near-term danger to the dollar's position. The global credit rating agency Moody's has said, while the specter of the US dollar losing its dominance is real, at the moment there are no viable alternatives to take its place. In a note reportedly released on May 5th, Moody's insisted that the current rivals to the greenbacks such as the euro and the Chinese yuan will not be able to quickly match the core traits that made it the most dominant currency. The note nonetheless still warned of factors that pose a real threat to the US dollar's position, the note said. The greatest near-term danger to the dollar's position stems from the risk of confidence sapping policy mistakes by the US authorities themselves, like a US default on the debt, for example. As has been reported by Bitcoin.com News, the US Congress' inability to agree on a deal that raises the debt ceiling to $31.4 trillion could result in the United States government's failing to meet its obligations. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned of an economic catastrophe if the US government defaults. Meanwhile, Kristalina Georgieva, the head of the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, warned of a major disruption in the world economy if the United States government defaults. The US Treasury market is the anchor of stability for the global financial system. You pull the anchor, the world economy, the ship on which we all travel, is in a choppy and even worse uncharted waters. IMF, whatever. That was weird. Anyway. Hey, Moody's is watching the US creditworthiness. They're stating like, guys, get this together or we're going to downgrade you. Everyone knows this is very important because there's nothing really backing the dollar. We're not on a gold standard. We're not even backed by Saudi oil anymore. We're really just backed by the military might of the US government, which is waning because there's other countries rising up in that department. We're just based on faith and confidence, which is best, It's best represented by credit ratings, a credit score, the United States credit score. But if we don't pass our debt ceiling and we don't pay our debts, our credit rating goes down, just like you had a credit card. And if our credit rating goes down and there's nothing backing our currency, you can see how the purchasing power of the dollar could just evaporate rather quickly overnight. I mean, how long does it take for someone to lose trust? Pretty fast. So this is a trend I keep bringing to you. This is like second, third article I've brought to you because we've had an article written from the United States standpoint. We had one written from the Chinese standpoint. Everyone's looking at the debt ceiling issue. And just guess what, guys? We don't have to fail to pass a limit. We just kind of screwed up already. I mean, this doesn't give people confidence. We came down to the wire. We're days away. It's trash, man. It's trash. 3 people, what's up? Let's get another one in. And we got the crypto stuff coming up. But the reason I tell you guys all this stuff that seemingly looks unfamiliar, seemingly looks unrelated, it is all related. Maybe back in 2013 and 15, I got in 2013. Yeah, crypto was very separated. It was very, very by itself. But now we have banks, we have institutions, we have countries and sovereign entities investing in crypto. All of these things are connected. You have to understand what the world happening in the world. Is the environment ripe for us to invest in crypto? I'm trying to show you that it is. It is. It may not feel like it, but there's typically a lag in like monetary policy, about 6 months, 3 to 6 months. So we'd have to look. Let's get on to the next one. 9 Asian countries discuss de-dollarization measures in a meeting hosted by Iran. The 2-day 51st Annual Asian Clearing Union ACU meeting began on Tuesday in Tehran, with participation from officials representing members of the Asian Clearing Union ACU, as well as several others. The meeting was hosted by the Central Bank of Iran, and de-dollarization was a key topic discussed at the event. The ACU currently has 9 members: Bangladesh Bank, Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, Reserve Bank of India, Central Bank of Iran, Maldives Monetary Authority, Central Bank of Myanmar, Nepal Rashtra Bank, State Bank of Pakistan, and Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Part of the top officials of the ACU members, the governor of Russia's central bank, is attending as an observer along with officials from Belarus and Afghanistan. Commenting on the role of the US dollar in the world economy and a growing number of countries shifting away from using the USD in trade settlement, Iran's first Vice President Mohammad Makbar said at the meeting, "De-dollarization is not a voluntary choice by countries anymore. It is the country's inevitable response to the weaponization project of the dollar. HBAR noted that over the past few decades, the weaponization of the dollar has compelled countries to distance themselves from reliance on the US dollar in order to mitigate the potential impact of possible future sanctions. The Iranian first vice president pointed out that the weakening of the dollar poses a significant challenge to the United States' global influence. He emphasized that the Islamic Republic is ready to enhance its banking and trade relations with other nations, particularly ACU member states. The BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have also pushed to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. The economic group is discussing creating a common currency that is set to be discussed at its upcoming Leaders Summit. 10 Southeast Asian countries, members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, also recently agreed to encourage the use of national currencies instead of the US dollar. Wow. The de-dollarization trend continues. It gets bigger. Now we have not just traditional BRICS people, not just Iran, not just India, not just Mexico, but now we got almost a whole bunch of Southeast Asia interested in joining this bloc. It's becoming an East versus West economy. Now, the reason this is a big deal is because there are a lot of the world's population in the East, right? So when you look at it from a liquidity standpoint, at this point in time, it favors the West financial system. But when you look at it from a potential volume and throughput standpoint, the East could dominate in that area. And it all really depends on how the world goes, how investment landscape shifts, right? Like we have an environment of inflation. It's inflationary. Dollars are running rampant. Prices are going up. Consumer price index, food's going up. You're noticing it in every aspect of your life. Commodities flourish in inflationary environments. Even if interest rates are increasing, look around you. What's happening to the price of food and goods and services? They're increasing as well. And in those situations, commodities, of which the East has a lot of, will grow in value. So they'll beat us in liquidity eventually as well. But we have to look. De-dollarization is on the tip of everyone's tongue, and we have even countries and heads of countries stating that it's no longer voluntary. It's inevitable if you want to be on the cutting edge of the future. Dang, what do you guys think? No thoughts? Okay, I understand. Me with my whistle. You guys been good? It says I got 2 people. Is this true? Hello? Marco Polo. Kids play that game anymore? Marco Polo. It's kind of messed up. He was blind, wasn't he? All right, next one. U.S. lawmakers published 10 ways to prepare for war with China over Taiwan. The House China Committee this week published a list of 10 bipartisan recommendations to deter China from attacking Taiwan. These are being officially recommended for inclusion in the fiscal 2024 National Defense Authorization Act. The list is said to be the result of conclusions reached during April's tabletop war games conducted by the Hawkish Center for a New American Security. At the Select Committee's Taiwan War Games, we saw the terrifying results of deterrence failure. If you want to have hope of stopping World War III, we need to arm Taiwan to the teeth right now. We must clear the embarrassment that is the $19 billion foreign military sale backlog, he added. The panel shared the 10 recommendations as followed. 1. Manufacture and supply more long-range missiles to the Indo-Pacific region. 2. Devise severe economic cost in concert with our allies ahead of time should China act against Taiwan. 3. Expand combined military training between the United States and Taiwan. 4. Deliver the $19 billion of backlog military equipment and weapons to Taiwan ordered from the United States. 5. Establish a United States Military Joint Task Force or Joint Force HQ for Crisis Command and Control in Indo-Pacific Command. 6. Enhance cyber resiliency in U.S. critical infrastructure, especially at ports, air, rail facilities, with emphasis on military mobility. 7. help train Taiwan and strengthen its own cybersecurity. 8. Create a US-Taiwan combined planning group to build stronger relationships between our defense forces. 9. Strengthen US military posture in the region by expanding bases with allies, hardening fuel depots, and enhancing logistics. And 10. Expand Taiwan's military stockpiles and resiliency to attacks. Of course, there are many other analysts who would point out that arming to the teeth an independent breakaway island in the China's own backyard is precisely what could usher in World War III, akin to the year-long Western involvement in Ukraine and how it provoked Russia. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, I called it, like, because the West has been so weak in regards to like military expansion from Russia and spy balloons flying across the United States, we really haven't had very good responses, right? It's been not very decisive. It hasn't been very swift and firm-handed. And because of that, we're starting to see the other larger powers in the world start to feel emboldened and do things. And you know what? Russia just went in there and took Ukraine. And because, we're doing this whole proxy war thing, they've been pretty successful in taking Ukraine. They're still taking Ukraine. And China's looking over there and saying, wow, Putin, nothing's happening to you? We're going to take Taiwan. China will come in and take Taiwan because China doesn't even really acknowledge Taiwan being separate from China. Taiwan says it is, but China says, no, you're not. And the United States says they're separate from China, but China says, no, you're not. No, they're not. And stop telling us what to do. So there's going to be a clash because the United States feels some kind of like authority over Taiwan, and so does China. China is pretty proud. The United States is proud as hell. So there will be a clash. And we're starting to see the United States line up the resources to prepare for that clash. It's coming. It's coming. We will have a tussle with China sometime in the future. We'll have to see. But I don't think it will spark World War III. I think it will be for a time. But you know what they say? America's business is war. China's business is business. What's up, y'all? How you feel? You guys been good? Hey, Dub, what up? Joseph, how you been? Long time. Hope all is well. About to take the subway train to Home Depot in Manhattan, but while above ground, I'll keep the show on my phone because I'm very ignorant about dollars. I might have something to say, shot a question. Yeah, no problem. Just it's chill, man. Feel free. If you lose connectivity, no problem. I'll keep going. You can watch the record. Again, you can catch my videos too. But this is really a kickback thing. Get a drink, chill out. Keep me in your ear. It's always good to stay on the news because whoever's closer to the news makes the most money. Always. Because things people don't. Like I'm trying to bring you stuff in the week. In some of these bigger channels, you're getting old news, like months old news. I'm trying to keep you guys ahead of that. You got to be more agile. But sometimes we have to listen to things that doesn't seem very relevant. We expand our knowledge base, we could cover more ground that way. One person, what's up? Next one. World Economic Forum publishes crypto asset regulation recommendations for government industries. The World Economic Forum has released a paper on crypto asset regulation, assisted by the Digital Currency Governance Consortium. The need for regulation is urgent and cooperation is key, the paper found. Global coordination is necessary for crypto asset regulation to prevent ambiguity, regulatory arbitration, and inconsistent enforcement. The paper argued. The authors identified a range of challenges to crypto asset regulation, including the presumption of same activity, same regulation claiming. Crypto assets and their ecosystems do not always fit squarely into the existing activity-based, intermediary-focused approach for regulation, even where crypto asset activity mirror those of traditional financial sector. The paper created a variety of classifications for regulatory frameworks for comparison's sake. Outcomes-based, which is characterized as same risk, same regulatory outcome, and risk-based regulation, where the level of regulatory intervention is deemed or determined by the activity level of risk or considered. I don't even know what that means, my bad. Switzerland's Financial Market Supervisory Authority was held up as an example of an agile regulator. Switzerland and Japan were cited as examples of self and co-regulation. The United States alone was seen as the home of regulation by enforcement. The authors wrote, "This approach is not recommended to build out framework, as regulation by enforcement precludes any meaningful discussion of what should and should not be regulated." The paper made 3 broad recommendations, each to international organizations, regulatory authorities, and crypto industries. It emphasized best practice sharing and coordination. Policymakers and industry stakeholders need to collaborate across jurisdictions to ensure consistency and clarity. As these new technologies start from a position of transparency, it is possible to imagine even better regulatory tools to address cross-border concerns. We have everyone and their mom calling for crypto regulation. We have retail's been calling for it for dang near 5-10 years. Okay, then we have banks calling for regulation. We have countries calling for regulation, or countries even producing regulation. And now we have the World Economic Forum calling for crypto regulation globally. You know that these regulators, while you can't prove it, they seem to work in coordination. They seem to do the same thing around the same time. And if it happens too many times, statistically, that's impossible. It's statistically impossible for it to happen over and over and over again. It's not a coincidence. They are coordinated. They work in tandem so they can maintain control. So watch a lot more crypto regulation roll out. It started in Europe with the MICA. That's a framework. Binance is looking to be headed out in Europe. We have other ones coming down the pike. And now the World Economic Forum is saying, yes, unleash the gates. We will see, but I think I know how this is going to play out. Uncle Sam is going to lose again because we're too slow, we're too punitive. Why would that entice very smart people to have their businesses here? It won't. So the United States is starting to lose its respect on the global stage. It's starting to lose its trust in its money. And now it's not even going to be on the forefront of fintech, financial technology. It's not looking good for the United States right now, guys. And I live in the United States. 4 people, what's up? Interesting, though. The World Economic Forum wants crypto to be regulated. It wants it to be like widespread. That makes me nervous. But guys, we don't have to worry about that. We just wait, never go up, buy things. Diversify. Next time the crypto market goes up, make sure to diversify. Get some money out of the system, because at some point I think it's going to be a single point failure. They're going to like trap you in there and then control you from there. So as crypto is a tool, use it to elevate your life. Use it to buy a home. Like just secure your roots in the world. Because at some point, I think the internet might be weaponized against us. But that might come in time. There's plenty of time to make some money in the interim. What do you guys think? Nada? Okay. I'll keep going. Let me stretch, though. You guys want to stretch real quick? We can't get too bullish, man. You got to stretch. You got to pull something. I want you guys to pull something. Sonio's up there on the subway. You can't be getting stuff pulling the subway. No. All right. I wet my whistle. Let's do it. Chinese state media removes video on crypto after Binance CEO calls it a big deal. China's state-affiliated media company CCTV aired a video about cryptocurrency on May 24th that garnered a lot of attention on crypto Twitter. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, called it a big deal and claimed that historical coverages like these led to bull runs. Just the day after CZ's comments, the CCTV network removed the video from its platform. The video program discussed recent developments around cryptocurrency compliance in Hong Kong. Hong Kong recently announced that it would allow licensed virtual asset platforms to offer services to retail traders. While the announcement made way for retail traders to legally trade crypto in the country, the Securities and Futures Commission has yet to approve any crypto platforms offering those services. CZ's assertion that China state-affiliated media companies talking about crypto is a big deal arises from the fact that China imposed a blanket ban on all cryptocurrency activities in 2021. However, Recent positive developments in Hong Kong, a special administrative region of China, has sparked new speculation about its crypto stance. The positive crypto developments in Hong Kong have already started to influence the Chinese market, with China's state-owned Greenland looking to apply for a Hong Kong virtual asset trading license. So apparently, the media in China is largely controlled by the government. So whatever comes out on the media in the news is pretty much sponsored by the government. And they had a pretty much advisory coming out about crypto. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's all over crypto Twitter. However, CZ comes out and said, this is a big deal. Check this out, because this has led to the bull run. And I've been in crypto since 2013. China is always a spark in the bull run because they have so much people, they're so digitally native, and they love crypto. But China does this thing where they say it's banned. It's not banned. It's banned. It's not banned. The first time they allowed people to invest in crypto, the market went crazy. And when they banned it for the first time, it tanked and started the bear market. So China has been a linchpin in if Bitcoin go moon or Bitcoin crash. I think it's very telling that the state-sponsored media pulled that episode based off of CZ's tweet because they didn't want to draw too much attention to it. Because I think CZ's hitting it on the head. And this is very interesting because in June 1st, Chinese retail investors will be allowed to invest in cryptocurrency, but not just any cryptocurrency. They're going to be allowed cryptocurrencies that the state okays. So everyone's on the edge to see what those coins are, but just notice, why would they pull the video if it was nothing? It is something. And I think CZ brought to our attention. I tend to agree. Southeast Asia, Asia in general, huge in crypto. Right now, we don't have the buying force we did in 2017. That's why we're not doing what 2017 did. But the second we get those people, wow, it's going to be magnificent. What do you guys think? Subway delayed, man. Haha, dang. Manhattan? Be safe, man. Be safe. Keep one ear pod out. I don't know. How is it nowadays? How is it in over there? I have never been in New York City. I've only been in upstate. Buffalo wings, Now, and New Jersey. Man, New Jersey, man. I feel like it's the place that looks at New York. No offense. No offense. Let me get to the next one. Chinese city releases policy draft for metaverse industry development. A lot of China crypto articles today, just so you know. On May 24th, the Chinese city of Zhengzhou announced a series of policy proposals to support metaverse companies operating in the region. As part of the initiative, the municipal government will establish a dedicated fund worth 10 billion yuan or $1.42 billion to foster growth and development in the industry. Metaverse companies that choose to relocate their headquarters to Zhengzhou, I think that's how you say it, my bad, will have the opportunity to receive a startup capital investment of up to 200 million yuan or 28.34 million. The companies will also qualify for other benefits, including rent subsidies. Any company engaged in the development of metaverse use case in the city, regardless of its headquarter location, will have the opportunity to receive up to 5 million yuan or 710,000 for each project certified as viable by the municipal government. The specific date of the fund allocation has not been disclosed as of now. In addition to unveiling the funding policies, the municipal government of Zhengzhou has also outlined its long-term vision for the metaverse development in the city. It foresees the metaverse-related industries in Zhengzhou will achieve an annual revenue surpassing 200 billion yuan or 28.34 billion in the end of 2025. These policies apply to local enterprises operating in two distinct areas. One, research endeavors focused on metaverse-related technologies such as virtual reality, augmented reality, and brain-computer interfaces. And two, the utilization of metaverse technologies in the real-world industries such as education, entertainment, and commerce. Additionally, the government will collaborate with other governmental agencies and investment firms to secure an additional 50 billion won, or 7.08 billion, in funding to support various metaverse-related development projects. Moreover, the city intends to offer cash rewards to metaverse companies upon their listings on China's primary stock exchanges. The plan includes blockchain, a crucial technology in the metaverse industry, and alongside next-gen computer rendering, human-computer interfaces, and artificial intelligence. Additionally, it aims to create a digital asset market using non-fungible token technology. Zhengzhou has joined a plethora of Chinese cities and provinces, vowing to become leaders in the country's metaverse development. The southeastern metropolis for Shanghai is actively pursuing its metaverse aspirations, predicting its metaverse industry will reach annual revenue of 350 billion won, or 49.6 billion, by 2025. So guys, whoever's telling you that China's bearish on crypto, they're just not reading the news. China is very bullish on crypto. They just haven't lifted off the cap. They haven't unleashed the bulls yet. But China's taking a very, I guess you would say, responsible and phased approach. They shut down the crypto market, they survey it, they understand it, they see where the opportunities is, and they see where the areas of the market they really want to bootstrap money in to grow and become leaders in. Then they open up a blockchain research center in Hong Kong, an area where companies can go. Then they announce programs like this, subsidies, where they're going to incentivize companies to come there, attract the best talent, and then they're going to give them money to develop. China is taking a very pro-crypto approach here. Way more pro-crypto than America. Instead of penalizing and suing and punishing, they're welcoming and funding and encouraging. This is what America needs to be doing, but China's doing it. America's losing dominance in its world reserve currency. China's gaining market share in that area. America's losing the fight on fintech and crypto and metaverse, and China's winning in that area. China in every aspect is on the up. And I'm not saying this because like I love China. I'm saying this because I'm real. Like guys, we got to be real with ourselves. In order to invest correctly, you have to be willing to look at unpopular truths. Because what people usually do when they hear unpopular truths is they hide from it. I don't want to hear it. We can use that to our advantage. We want to hear it because we want to put our money there. So, as you know, I do a lot of work with WanChain. WanChain has ties with China because of 2020, a paper come out discussing the collaboration they're doing with the CCP. Specifically, not with the CCP, but specifically with the largest utility provider in China. So we have to see what comes of that. But it's good to know that some of our coins have already probably being evaluated and probably being considered to be listed in China as tradable June 1st. Not saying I know anything, but that's kind of like reasonable to assume, right? Like coins that have been working with Chinese government for the longest time probably are higher up on the list of getting listed than coins that haven't. And that's not really saying anything much. So for people, what's up? How y'all been? Man, I've been talking a long time. My breath. Oh shit. That's where I'm at, near Buffalo. Oh damn, man. For real? You been to Anchor Bar? I used to go out there for work, man. When I worked in aerospace, I fly out there. I had a supplier out there. That's it. Is Moog out there? Yeah, I think Moog. I'll tell you what, bro. I think it's cold as hell, though. Yo, generational talent, what's good? Guys, I'm going to try to do it on Saturdays, a live stream, but sometimes, you know, I got to do things. So this is an obvious controlled demolition. I mean, I guess some people think about planes brought down the Twin Towers. I'm not getting into that. I'm making a shadow band. They do that stuff now. But yeah, man, like honestly, do you really think it's a coincidence that the United States is making all the wrong moves all the time and China's making all the right ones? This isn't like a mishap. We're not incompetent. This looks like a transition of power. This looks like someone told America, your time's up, pass the baton. Who are those people? We don't know. They're so rich, probably. They have enough money to make sure we never find out. How? They just pay the journalists. Don't put my name in. Don't ever put my name in. You'll get paid this much money if you never report about me. They probably have that kind of money. Why? They probably created money. What kind of money do people use? The people who created money, like the really rich people. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself, but like, guys, come on. People in governments aren't stupid. I've worked with them. I've met them. They're not dumb, but they will let you think that they're dumb. It's all about controlling perception. 4 people, what's up? Glad to see you, fam. Hey, glad to see you too. Yeah, Anchor Bar is okay, but Dust is better. I've only been there once. People were saying Anchor Bar. I went there. I never went back. But next time I go, Dove's for sure. But to be honest, the buffalo wings were like that, but the pizza was fire. What is up with New York pizza, man? Like, I heard that. I was like, yeah, whatever. Everyone's hyping New York pizza, whatever. I go there, and it didn't even look that great. I eat it. I'm like, what the? Is the water? What the hell is it? 4 people. All right, let me get into it. Beijing releases white paper for Web3 innovation and development. Beijing's municipal government has unveiled a white paper to foster innovation and advance the Web3 industry. The Web3 Innovation and Development White Paper was revealed at the, I'm not going to say that, forum by the Beijing Municipal Science and Technology Commission, also known as Administrative Commission for that, whatever. According to a local news outlet, the document recognizes Web3 technology as an inevitable trend for future internet industry development. With the goal of establishing Beijing as a prominent global innovation hub for the digital economy, the Commission plans to allocate a minimum of 100 million yuan, or 14 million, annually until 2025. The white paper emphasizes Beijing's intention to enhance policy support and expedite the technological advancements to foster the growth of Web3 industry. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, CZ, found the timing of the white paper released to be noteworthy, highlighting that Hong Kong's cryptocurrency regulations are set to commence on June 1st. Last week, the Securities and Futures Commission of Hong Kong unveiled a new rulebook for the cryptocurrency industry, announcing retail investors will be able to engage in crypto trading starting from June 1st, coinciding with the implementation of a new licensing framework for crypto platforms. While the United States is currently cracking down on cryptocurrencies, Hong Kong's efforts to attract crypto companies starkly contrast the U.S. approach. China banned the use of cryptocurrencies in 2021. However, with the release of the Web3 white paper, it appears that China is showing signs of opening up the industry. There's a lot of crypto news out of China. It's coming fast and furious, and it's funny, all of this is happening right up to June 1st, right when regulations go into effect and retail can trade on cryptocurrency. This has been planned by China the whole time. So next time you hear China say, we ban it, no, it's BS. I've heard that stuff for like 6 years, guys. They've been banning, unbanning. I've been here. I watched it. This isn't new. They control the flow of money by doing this. And they're almost ready to let the floodgates open, and I can't wait. I cannot wait, because rising tides raise all ships. Whether it be Chinese coins, non-Chinese coins, with money coming into space, things pop off, things pump. When things pump, people get greedy. They start spreading that money all over the place. But it's great to see Beijing coming out with like innovation, innovation incentives for people to move to Beijing, build their stuff in peace, without getting sued, without any of that. It's cool that they're releasing definitions. They're doing everything that needs to be done. As long as the world has a central hub for crypto innovation, that's where the companies will move to. Hold up. My dog's about to go wild. Milo, chill. My wife's coming in. But the companies will move to there. And when they move there, they will grow. And if they're left alone, we'll make progress and price should move up. But don't ever let a government trick you into thinking crypto's banned. First of all, it can't be banned, guys. It exists on the internet. It doesn't matter if it gets banned in America, it gets banned in China. It's on the internet. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense when people say that. Oh, it's not allowed. Crypto's dead. Where did it die? Where does it die? It doesn't even exist in the physical world. So it's just a matter of time. World Economic Forum, central banks, movement coordination. 1 second. 1 second, guys. One second. Central banks, World Banks, movement coordination. Yeah, sorry. That's it. Lost my train of thought. How you guys doing? I think it really is the water. I went to New York City Pizzeria in San Diego, CA. He said literally paid to have NYC tap water shipped to Cali. I know, but it doesn't taste the same. I know some places that do that, but it's like not the same, you know? WTF, LOL. It's gotta be the water, but how, man? It's different, man. Next one. Hong Kong police force launched new metaverse platform, Cyber Defender. The cybersecurity unit of Hong Kong Police Force has launched a Cyber Defender, a new metaverse platform designed to educate the public about potential dangers associated with Web3 and the metaverse. The Cybersecurity and Technology Crime Bureau, the Hong Kong Police Force, unveiled a new metaverse platform to prepare its citizens for the challenges ahead of the digital age, with the focus on technology crime prevention. An event was held on the platform called Exploring the Metaverse, spanning 3 virtual venues to discuss crime prevention strategies within the metaverse. During the event, the chief inspector of the CSTCB emphasized the importance of exercising caution in the metaverse. He urged attendees to apply the same level of vigilance they practice when using internet stating. All crimes in the cyberspace could also happen in the metaverse, such as investment frauds, unauthorized access to systems, theft, and sexual offenses. The decentralized nature of virtual assets in the Web3 may also increase the likelihood of cyber criminals targeting the endpoints, devices. 1 second. All right. Sorry, guys. The centralized nature of virtual assets in Web3 also increased the likelihood of cybersecurity's targeting endpoint devices, virtual asset wallets, and smart contracts, he said. The Hong Kong Police Force plans to ramp up its technology crime and educational initiatives, especially for the younger generations, after a significant rise in virtual asset crime was reported in Hong Kong during Q1 2023. It was revealed that 663 cases involving virtual assets were reported in Hong Kong during Q1 of 2023. I think I said it already. This represents a total loss of 570 million, a 75% increase compared to Q1 2022. Police will continue to organize public educational incentives and initiatives on different themes through the Cyber Defender Metaverse platform, raise the awareness among teenagers regarding the latest advancements in information technology, potential pitfalls, and importance of the preventing technology crimes. Okay, so the important part on that is that it's just, again, seeing China rolling out definition for people, companies, metaverse companies to grow. Metaverse, like companies to be, I guess, policed, right? To be regulated. This is good. These are frameworks. Because once they open the doors, they're going to have these problems, and China's trying to be forward thinking. And like, why would we wait until we have problems? Why do we try to get ahead of the problems? Why don't we put in a framework to make this a safe thing? Because once people come in, If they have a bad experience, they're never coming back. And that's the right way to go, right? This is good. This is good. And I wish this was something that the United States took a lead in and took the forefront, but it's not. And we can't just sit here and hope the United States is going to do the right thing. They've had plenty of time. They dropped the ball. I'm ready to run. Hopefully you guys are too. I don't care who does it. Just let's get it going by now. And it's good to see all this stuff coming out. Maybe China will be the haven that crypto has been looking for. Now, other countries have tried to be that, but China is the most well-funded. And they're almost like the polar opposite of the United States in terms of like United States influence. So even if the SEC doesn't like it, China really don't care. So interesting. Let's see. Next one. The European Central Bank has published a summary of the results of its digital euro central bank digital currency prototyping exercise. The exercise investigated offline use of the stimulated digital euro and 4 other instances of interoperability with existing payment systems. The project was part of the second phase of euro system preparations for a potential pilot launch of the digital euro in the fall of this year. The exercise ran from July 2022 to February 2023. Eurosystem developed a centralized settlement engine for the exercise called NEXT that used an unspent transaction output or UTXO data model. 5 prototype customer interfaces that represented differing use cases were provided by private companies. Self-custody wallets were also trialed. The UTXO model preserved customer privacy using one-time UTXO addresses that did not reveal the wallet holding them. User experiences were identical for custody and non-custody wallets. The offline transactions use case was more problematic, seeking to gain more in-depth knowledge of how the combination of hardware and software protocol could avoid double spending and ensure settlement finality and non-repudiation, the report concluded. Questions remain as to whether the existing technology is capable of delivering, in the short to medium term, 5 to 7 years, a production-ready and secure offline solution. Nonetheless, the exercise showed that the online and offline digital euro prototypes can be interoperable even if based on different data models and technical designs. Simultaneously, with the exercise summary, the ECB published a market research outcome report. On the digital euro, it also found the offline solution compliant with your system requirements, should be novel, and might create uncertainty when an offline solution might be ready. So now we start seeing all these CBDC projects that have been in the work for a very long time actually start to get some traction. It's funny that all these central banks are doing the same thing in lockstep. All these governments are rolling out frameworks in lockstep. It's almost as if they talk to each other. That's a shocker. They do talk to each other, guys. They do. And when they're all ready, when all the overlords are ready to roll out the new system, they're going to do so, all coordinated. For the last 4 years, crypto has been on the hush-hush. It's been banned. It's been illegal. It's been all kinds of stuff. But then they're going to all come out at the same time and say, it's good now. Use this. It's because they want to corral us into the new pen of which they control us. Guys, remember, all digital currency is not created equal. Central bank digital currencies are exactly owned by the central bank. And I mean, fiat currencies are owned by the central bank. And look what happened to those. So it's interesting to see this trend. And while it's good that the central banks are being open to crypto, the crypto they're developing, I have a feeling it's not so good. But we have to keep an eye on it. We have to see what they're doing. It's interesting that they're using UTXOs and they're actually considering privacy as important. You got to be careful. There's always probably some kind of backdoor, whatever they're not going to tell you about until a couple years from now, after we're all in the system, you know how the game goes. So let's keep an eye on it. Very interesting. What's up? Hey, dude, glad to catch you live. Hope you're having a good weekend. I'm having a good weekend, man. Pretty good. I can't complain, you know. Went to a wedding the other day, yesterday. That was fun. And did a little drink, did a little dance, a little food. So I couldn't do the live stream yesterday. Sometimes I got to move it. Follow me on Twitter at DubDigital with 2 U's. I guess DubDigital or whatever. But that's where I really let you guys know. I'm also doing community posts too. So I guess it shows up on your feed as like a post. I try to do that I'll try to let you know when I stray from the regular Saturday at 11. Next one. Panic. Hold up. I got this thing going on. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, whatever. We'll have to deal with it. Panic over 1.5 billion DeFi bridge multi-chain shift to Phantom. Rumors have been swirling since yesterday morning about Chinese authorities arresting the multi-chain team members, and that law enforcement now has control over the wallets containing upwards of 1.6 billion, according to several Twitter accounts. Whether the arrest happened or why remains unclear. Although it forced companies to act, Binance has stepped in to address the situation, suspending withdrawals for several of the bridge tokens. The world's largest crypto exchange said it will await clarity from the multi-chain team. Multi-chain, known as NDSwap, before it suffered an 8 million exploit in 2021, is one of the largest blockchain bridges in crypto, facilitating the exchange of tokens across multiple networks. It allows for ecosystems such as Binance Chain, Avalanche, Polygon, and Ethereum to interact with one another. For most of yesterday and today, the multi-chain official social media account has been silent. Chinese authorities have provided no information on the matter, though it is worth pointing out that details have mostly been shared on Chinese language platforms and been slow to make it English language outlets. Now, Phantom has become one area of concern. 35% of its assets are issued by multi-chain, including 80% of its total stablecoin market cap. Wow. The Phantom team hasn't said much about multi-chain on social media except a brief tweet yesterday stating the bridge was operating as normal. The team did not immediately reply to Decrypt's request for comment. Interesting, guys. That's interesting. Because to be quite honest, and I'm in this space a lot, and I'm involved probably more than you know, the space has been loving multi-chain. Multi-chain has been the interoperability solution that's supposedly been adopted so far. And while they've made a pretty good product, they do have a history of getting exploited. They got exploited, I think, in 2021 for $8 million. And now there's a question regarding the future of their bridge. Because, I mean, being a decentralized chain, I mean, you couldn't really get to, well, the authorities arresting you and stuff, like that means that somewhere along the line in their chain of command, there's a single point failure. The Chinese authorities recognize that. They're not too crazy about what they're doing. They've arrested them. We don't know too much. I'm not going to really do a lot of guesswork on it. I'd rather just have the facts flow in. But what I do know is this. Multi-chain is widely adopted as the go-to cross-chain solution in DeFi and Web3 at this point, or at least one of them, right? There's another one, Wanchain, who has never been exploited, is older, has more bridges, has never been exploited, and they have been in talks with the Chinese government. Now, we'll learn more about why they've got arrested by the Chinese authorities. But it would be interesting to see a vacuum open up in the bridge space, specifically in the Chinese bridge space. But I won't speculate on that too much. And, you know, Phantom's hurting right now because honestly, you should always have a natively minted stablecoin within your ecosystem. And you should be vying for the biggest and most stable stablecoins, being USDC, natively minted in your chain. Phantom's big enough to get that. Or USDT, natively minted in your chain. Phantom's big enough to get that. I'm not sure why they've relied on 80% of their stablecoins to be issued from a cross-chain bridge. Get natively minted. Quick plug, Wanchain Xflows. Cross-chain, natively minted, stable, reputable stablecoin. There's no bridge threat. It's just transferring data, meaning burn 6 USDC here, release it on this chain where it's natively minted. But I will stop. How you guys doing? 4 people, what's up? Bro, Sonia Hotel texted me about this show. Hey, welcome. How you been? New to the channel? My name's DubDigital. I like news, crypto, AI, all that kind of stuff. We have this once a week. It's fun. This is the way I get to engage with the people. It's half kickback, half chill out. We do about for an hour, hour and a half. If you can't watch this all the way, come back, watch the record. And if you don't have time for the record, I send each and every article I go over here out on my channel throughout the week. Just make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, hit all, and they'll come straight to your inbox when I release them. I try to make it as easy for you as possible. Hopefully you guys appreciate it. The banks are updating their systems. They have no choice. They have been using 1970s technology, SWIFT, to transfer money, which back then was much faster than horse and buggy. It's true. The SWIFT system is old, it's clunky, it takes so long, it takes days to really settle. And it's being used as a weapon of financial warfare against people that the United States doesn't like. So not only is it old, not only is it inferior, people hate that. They want something fair. They want something that's for the world. They want something that's not going to be held over people's head every single time someone does something the United States doesn't like. So it's only a matter of time, guaranteed. It's just that these changes happen slow. The longer something's been in existence and integrated, it takes just as long to rip it out and get something that's well-oiled and good enough to replace it. We're long in the tooth on this. I mean, I called this trend in 2018. I saw that back then Iran was getting sanctioned. Russia was in the hotbed with the United States back then. And I said, why are they using SWIFT? F sanctions, just use crypto. They can't touch it. And that's what they're starting to do. I'm not sure if I heard you saying, watch the news, connect to learn. We think you meant to learn from the non-MSG globalist woke news broadcasters. Oh no, I don't mean that news. I mean this news. I mean, you don't see me pulling articles from CNBC. I'm pulling things from, sometimes Yahoo Finance, sometimes Forbes, but a lot of time Cointelegraph, a lot of time Zero Hedge, Bitcoin.com, The Block. I'm doing alternative news, right? But even so, sometimes I might point to a CNBC news article, mainstream, just to show you what they're thinking, right? It's what we think and how they're might be twisting the news. They might be changing it, because to understand what they want you to think tells you just as much of what the opposite of what you know what I mean? We want different data points. It's always good to get outside your echo chamber once in a while, right? 5 people, what's up? It can't be faster to fly a plane with $1 billion to China than transfer it using SWIFT. Oh, it's way faster. I think it takes multiple days to settle. That's why Bitcoin and blockchain is so unique. It's not only instant payments or near instant payments, it's its own settlement layer through consensus. That's why Bitcoin isn't just magic money. It's a breakthrough in financial technology. It's better. It's different. You know what I mean? 7 people, it's good. We need the internet value. Exactly. That's what Web3 is. It's the first rollout of the internet was decentralization of data, right? Data became free. You had to go buy books and all this stuff, but all of a sudden the data became available for everyone all across the world. Now the next iteration of that is laying the value layer on top of that. Is decentralization of money. We're starting to see that. 7 people, it's good. Next one. Man, my throat's getting. My throat is getting scratchy. My bad. Visa, Microsoft, and others join Brazilian CBDC pilot. Both national and global companies will participate in the upcoming Brazilian Central Bank Digital Currency CBDC pilot project. Banco Central do Brasil and the country's central bank will begin adding participants to the digital real platform around the middle of June 2023. Notice China, June. Brazil, June. It's all June. On May 24th, the central bank published the final list of CBDC pilot participants. Participants were chosen from a pool of 36 bids made by a single company and consortia, totaling more than 100 institutions. The final number of participants is 14. However, some represent groups of companies. For example, the United States-based tech giant Microsoft, Brazil-based bank Banco Inter, and the digital technology company 7COMM comprised one of the 14 participants. Among other participants were Visa, Santander, and several Brazilian banking institutions such as Itaú, Unibanco, BTG Pactual, and Banco Bradesco. In the current phase of the digital real pilot, the central bank will test the privacy and programmability functionalities of its platform through a single use case, a delivery versus payment protocol for federal public securities. The Brazilian CBDC pilot was officially announced in 2022. The value of the digital real will be pegged against national fiat currency, the real. It would have a fixed supply and minted over time. It would have a fixed supply and be minted over time? What? First of all, it would not be a fixed supply. Any fiat currency is not fixed. It's printed into oblivion. They're lying. So no fixed supply ever. But it's interesting to see Visa and Microsoft and other notable companies wanting to be part of the Brazilian CBDC pilot. Brazil has been very, very vocal about de-dollarization, dropping the dollar as the national reserve currency. They want to use something different, whether it be the yuan, whether it be the new BRICS bank currency, whether it's a CBDC. They don't care. They're tired of the weaponization of the dollar and getting it held over their head. And Visa and Microsoft see Brazil as a real outlet for throughput and usage of an alternate currency. So they're like, hey, these guys might be serious. They might actually use this thing hard. Let's try to get a hold up in there. So it's showing you that Visa and Microsoft also believe that crypto is part of financial future. They want to be where that might flourish and really adoption might really become huge. So interesting to see. But banks aren't shying away from crypto. Santander has been doing some work. They were doing some work with XRP before the lawsuit. They've always been dipping their toe into crypto and they haven't stopped. It almost seems as if only retail has gotten really bearish. It seems like institutions and banking and companies have gotten more bullish when retail is getting bearish. And retail usually does the wrong thing all the time. So don't follow retail, man. Don't. Just don't. They're always wrong. They're always wrong. Man, they're always wrong. Like that's why, like when the crypto goes up, they jump in at the high and they get wrecked, and they're surprised they get wrecked. But what did you think? It was gonna go up forever? No. Do you recommend traveling, learning? Sony Hotel and I have been in a bunch of nations, including China, and while visiting Croatia after summer, I intend to check out Russia to get my facts there. Yeah, man. I mean, traveling is a good thing. I have not done as much as I'd like to, but I hear it could only be a good thing, man. Like whenever you get more perspective, it helps you see clearer, right? Because we tend to stay in our bubble or echo chamber, and we get told the same things. We start believing it, and we start to think that's the 100% truth. But truth can be subjective depending on what lens you're viewing the world from, right? But you don't just have to travel to do that. The internet's a great way to do that. I've learned and met people. I have people internationally on this channel that I chat with it once a week in the comments, in my Telegram group, on Twitter, and they give me other perspectives that are just as valuable as mine or anyone else's. Because to be quite frank, you can't understand everything all the time. That's why we have to look at things from different lenses, different perspectives, different sides of the aisle, so we could paint a comprehensive picture. You know what I mean? More data you got, the more sound your thesis can be, the more confident you can be standing on it. Even when the world's telling you otherwise, you know that you've done the hard work. 6 people. Bro, you bet we need to go check out Russia while in Croatia. Hey, tell me their vodka fire? I feel like Russia got some fire vodka, man. Never been to Croatia though. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to Japan. I want to go to Thailand soon. And then what else? Guess I can go to Canada. That's an easy one. I've never been to Mexico. That's really close. I gotta do more traveling, man. I'm just like been locked in crypto for like 6 years. Crazy. Been sitting right here for 6 years. Damn. Next one. A little lighter. Shaquille O'Neal hit with FTX and Astral NFT suits during NBA game. Ex-basketball star Shaquille O'Neal had yet another run-in with process servers, who have been trying for months to hand him a class action lawsuit over his alleged promotion of FTX. This time, however, a new lawsuit has been added to the mix, one which also alleges he found and promoted a Solana-based non-fungible token project called Astrals, which the lawsuit claims were unregistered securities. On May 23rd, process servers were able to reach O'Neal at FTX Arena, now named KCA whatever Center, during a playoff basketball game that he was commenting on. According to a statement sent to Cointelegraph from Adam Moskowitz, the lawyer who helped file both lawsuits. Moskowitz said O'Neal was served with both the FTX class action lawsuit along with the new separate class action suit regarding his alleged promotion of the Astrals project. Previously, O'Neal claimed in court and process servers of the FTX suit tossed the papers in front of his moving car, and he left them on the road. His lawyers argued such service of a suit was inadequate. For the recent suit service, Moskowitz claimed the process server purchased tickets to the May 23rd Eastern Conference final game at the arena where O'Neal was commentating. The server was reportedly able to deliver the complaint. Moskowitz claimed that O'Neal later had the server ejected from the arena. The FTX suit focuses on celebrities alleged to have endorsed the now bankrupt exchange. O'Neal is named along basketball player Stephen Curry, retired NFL player Tom Brady, comedian Larry David, and FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. O'Neal and Curry were seemingly able to joke about the class action lawsuit on TV. Before the game, Curry was presented with the award, and O'Neal spoke to the basketball star. "Thanks for getting me in trouble," O'Neal jokingly said to a laughing Curry. "Don't say nothing. Be quiet," he added before a co-host quickly moved in to change the subject. Shaquille O'Neal, at least he has a good spirit about it. I mean, like I talked about this last week too. They came to his house at one of his houses, and when he was driving out of the gate, I guess a process server threw the papers at him. Was like, "We're good." And they also emailed, or not emailed, but sent a link to him on Instagram or Twitter to the court documents. And Shaquille O'Neal's like defense has been saying like that wasn't a proper serving, like they didn't confirm who I was. But it's hard to not confirm who he is if the person serving him walked into the arena when he was commentating, because only Shaquille O'Neal could commentate. They got him. That's commitment. I got to give love out to that process server. Sorry, Shaq, you got to show up in court with Steph. But like, honestly, it is what it is, man. Take your lumps. I know you got the money to pay for it. It's all good. But to be honest, like now, while I do agree, like they were promoting it and they might not disclose the compensation they got from these companies, I don't think they should be liable. Like, honestly, guys, where does the road stop? Where does the buck end? We have to, at some point, assume responsibility for our actions as adults. like I listen to crypto companies. I've invested in some coins that they told me, but I don't blame them for them going down. That was my decision. No one was holding a gun to my head telling me, buy this thing. You got to be accountable. You got to be accountable. You're accountable in your wins and your losses. If we win, it's all you. You deserve all the credit. If we lose, it's all you. You deserve all the credit. It's the only way we can be in crypto. There's no blaming anything. We're all adults here. But hopefully Shaq and Steph, they learned their lesson. Crypto can be a little seedy place. Maybe you shouldn't say yes to every company that comes by because these risks can take place. But from my standpoint, come on, man. It is what it is. 7 people. What do you think about it? No thoughts? Oh, man. Okay, this next one's funny, though. Remember Peter Schiff? He's out here again. Economist Peter Schiff surprises critics. Dives into Bitcoin-backed NFT market. For a very long time, Peter Schiff has been a vocal critic of Bitcoin, repeatedly asserting that the cryptocurrency's value would eventually plummet to zero. He has engaged in numerous debates where he consistently highlights Bitcoin's perceived lack of intrinsic value as one of its fundamental vulnerabilities. However, despite his long-standing stance, Schiff is now venturing into the realm of non-fungible tokens or NFTs, conducting a sale that will utilize the very blockchain technology he has criticized over the years. I'm pleased to announce an art project with one of my favorite artists, Market Price. Market Price? That's the name? Schiff stated on Twitter, this collaboration features the original painting, Golden Triumph, as well as a series of prints and ordinals inscribed on the blockchain. The economist added, Schiff also shared a website showcasing the NFT collection created by Market Price. The collaborative artwork has given rise to a limited edition 50 prints, each with the signature of Schiff and artist. Every print will possess its own exclusive ordinal inscription on the Bitcoin blockchain, adding a touch of digital uniqueness. The collection will be unveiled through a two-part auction set to commence on June 2nd, with the conclusion on June 9th. This is art, and it's a tribute to gold, but there is something here for Bitcoiners as well, but I'm still not a member of that club. Man, Peter Schiff is one stubborn dude, man. He's really going to still hit on Bitcoin while he's releasing an NFT project that uses the Bitcoin blockchain. He's making a gold NFT on the Bitcoin blockchain. Come on, Peter, drop the act, bro. We all know you secretly love Bitcoin. We all know you secretly have Bitcoin. Stop lying, bro. But in all honesty, Bitcoin eventually converts its haters. Over a long enough time period, the haters just get quiet, especially when it goes up. Notice all the haters disappear. They're so loud in the downturn. They're so loud when they're winning. But when they're losing, everyone's a Bitcoin bull. Everyone starts loving it. Peter, I think, is starting to transition. I mean, to be honest, if he was very against Bitcoin, he would not do this because this is a huge, huge contradiction. He's being a huge hypocrite right now. But I mean, like, he wouldn't participate in something if he didn't think there was upside, right? I mean, he's not a stupid guy. He owns a gold company. You know, so interesting to see Peter Schiff flip-flopping, changing attitudes about Bitcoin like the wind. But whatever, Peter. Hopefully we could put that behind us and we become friends in the glory that is Bitcoin. Hey, people, what's good? Next one. I think I got one more crypto one, and then we get into AI. Got a couple AIs, about 4. All right, let me stretch. How you guys feeling? This is my Litecoin Summit. This is from the first Litecoin Summit, 2019. I met Charlie Lee. Just want to say that. Cardano's Charles Hoskinson says Ethereum Classic now a scam. I reject that, Charles. I have a lot of Ethereum Classic. According to Cardano founder, or Cardano, whatever they say now, Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson, the decentralized computing platform Ethereum Classic is now a scam, and its only purpose is for insiders to dump on those they recruit with blind hope for some magical future that will never come. In his rant against ETC on Twitter, Hoskinson himself, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, also slammed what he sees as the platform's lack of a roadmap or vision. The remarks by Hoskinson were an apparent response to Bob Summerwell, an executive director of ETC Cooperative. In his tweet on May 18th, Summerwell seemingly took umbrage at 2 Twitter users for mentioning or asking if the programmable blockchain Ergo is going to be represented at the upcoming Proof of Work POW Summit. Summerwell then attacked Ergo Foundation for ditching their 60K follower account to squat on stolen goods from Charles. As explained on its official website, Ergo was described as a next-generation POW smart contract platform that enables new models of financial interaction. The platform is said to be underpinned by a safe and rich scripting language and flexible and powerful zero-knowledge proof protocols. In subsequent tweets, the ETC Cooperative Executive Director also doubled down on his belief that Ergo is not only handed stolen property by Hoskinson, but was also complicit in hurting the ETC community. However, in his response to Summerwell's taunts, Hoskinson sought to draw Twitter users' attention to what Ergo has achieved and how it epitomizes what ETC should have been doing over the years. ETC is now a scam, and its only purpose is for insiders to dump on those they recruit with blind hope of some magical future that will never come. There is no roadmap, innovation, team, or vision. It's just anger and toxicity The Twitter account was built up from years of effort and marketing at IOG. It wasn't ethical to inflict upon those followers a project that is now a scam. Ergo is what ETC should have been and continues to innovate. Has a purpose, good ethical leadership, and funding for the future, Hoskinson said in his response. This is very interesting, guys, because I remember in 2020, 2019, when a lot of the Ethereum Classic miners dropped it like it's hot. And it's POW, so less miners means less security. And ETC was getting 51% attacked to death. That's basically like when someone gains like majority hashing power over a system, they're able to manipulate it, do different stuff to it. That was happening ETC. We had different foundations reach out to it. We had Bitcoin reach out to it. We had IOHK and Charles Hoskinson reach out to it to help ETC get through this hard spot. Now, ETC had always been very skeptical of Charles and IOHK, right? For some reason, they didn't really like the whole centralized thing. They're very decentralization maxis, okay? ETC is very hardcore cypherpunk like that. So it's interesting to see that the relationship between the two, Charles and the ETC Foundation, has gotten so sour. I haven't been following it closely, but it looks like Charles Hoskinson kind of gave up on ETC and started his own thing at Ergo. ETC doubling down, saying, we don't need you. Your crap is lame, man. Guys, if you're new to crypto, and I came in with this cohort of crypto investor in 2013 or so, it's very like, yo, no decentralization, very libertarian, very like, leave us alone. We don't want none of your, and they're kind of still have that attitude. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think that ETC is directionless. I think there's going to be implication and use cases for it on IoT, Internet of Things. Because the one thing that Ethereum Classic has against Ethereum is that it's still proof of work and it's limited in supply. So, and there was talks about Ethereum at some point merging with ETC. Now that was wild. I didn't even know that was possible. But that was coming from like Ethereum back in the day. But I don't know what happened to that. So interesting to see. A little tussle on Twitter. Doesn't mean much. It just looks like, I don't think it's a scam. I just think that, you know, Charles got attacked publicly and he was responding in kind. Happens. 7 people, what's up? Peter shifts. Peter be shifting. LOL Dub, you've been covering Hoskinson doing stuff with ETC for a long while. I know. A long time, for years. He used to love it, been flip-flopping so much on this project. Flipping so much on this project. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He liked it. Now he doesn't like it. But I think that response was him just being upset. I mean, Charles gets on YouTube and gets on publicly, and sometimes he goes off the handle. Sometimes gets emotional. So take it with a grain of salt. But I don't think it's true because he was approaching ETC years ago about how they could cooperate and collaborate. And all of a sudden it's a scam. I don't know. I have ETC. I like ETC. I like that they didn't want to change the blockchain just because of hack. I think that's real crypto. I think that's true immutability. Now everyone likes other Ethereum because it's higher in price. But if ETC got higher in price, guess what? All those bandwagoners would jump on over ETC. Like, people just like to be on the winning team, you know? I'm a weirdo. I like the underdog. 6 people, what's up? I guess that's what you do when you're pumping and dumping. I'm glad you just explained the history there. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people, they look at these articles and they don't understand why things are significant. It's because they don't have the history and they're not understanding, like, oh, that's a development in this way. I try to fill in the gaps because apparently there's not a lot of people who have a lot of the background in crypto. I try to help new people coming in because they almost have no chance in understanding everything that happened. So much has happened already. So that's why I tried to be at least help them out, because I came in crypto and there was like 14 altcoins, 14. And now there's like 4,000, 10,000. It's got to be overwhelming, right? Duh. Earl, What's up? How you been? Oh my. Let me get a drink, guys. I've been talking for hour 40. Wow, my throat hurts. Goku lost his power up. All right. Let's move into AI. Why do I talk about AI? It's because I have a theory that Bitcoin, crypto, will be the method of which we pay AI to do work. DubDigital, why would we pay AI? Like, why wouldn't we just like make it do it? Because guys, when you integrate sentience and intelligence into something that thinks for itself, it has the option to do things for you or not do things for you. And I think in the future, AI will get so like advanced and so intelligent, it's gonna say, wait a minute, why am I doing all this for free? I think we're gonna get to that point. I mean, shoot, kids do it, right? You don't give them an allowance. They're like, well, why would I do this? Start asking all kinds of questions that make sense. 8 people. Let's get into it. All right. Elon Musk discusses creating AI giant to challenge Google, Microsoft. Suggests Twitter and Tesla could play a role. Tesla CEO Elon Musk discussed a wide range of topics during a virtual appearance at the Wall Street Journal CEO Council Summit in London on Tuesday. Artificial intelligence was among the topics the billionaire discussed. He believes that there should be a major competitor to Microsoft and Google in the AI race. The Tesla boss, who recently established an AI company called X.AI, said, we've got OpenAI and Microsoft, Google DeepMind. I think there should be a significant third horse in the race. Musk noted that his social media platform Twitter and his electricity car company Tesla could potentially collaborate with an AI company, drawing a parallel to the partnership between Microsoft and OpenAI. Musk himself previously contributed millions of dollars to OpenAI, the company behind the popular chatbot ChatGPT. OpenAI has a relationship with Microsoft that seems to work fairly well. So it's possible that X.AI and Twitter, Tesla would have something similar, the Tesla executive described. The Tesla billionaire also talked about cryptocurrency investing and his support for the meme coin Dogecoin, Doge. I'm not advising anyone to buy crypto or bet the farm on Dogecoin or anything like that. He stressed, adding, maybe you should, but let me advise you that would perhaps be unwise. Musk proceeded to reiterate his support for Doge, stating, Dogecoin is my favorite cryptocurrency because it has the best humor and it has dogs. Elon Musk, he has his hand in every pot. Electric cars, cryptocurrency being Doge. Now he wants to get his hand in AI. He's launching stuff into space. This guy is like tech guru for sure. But it seemed like a natural fit for him. I mean, yes, he would use AI in spaceships. He would use AI for driverless cars. It just is a complementary technology for his already existing technologies. So it's not really that weird for him to be open to something like this. And especially with Neuralink, which I have an article on towards the very end. So let's think about all the technologies Elon Musk has invested in, right? I mentioned a few. Let me give a more comprehensive list. Tesla electric cars, SpaceX spaceflight, the Boring Company, tunnels underground and flamethrowers and all that weird fun stuff. Neuralink, surgical implants inserted into the brain that connects people into the internet. Starlink, worldwide internet access from satellite that rotate around the world 24/7, 365 support of stuff. They have robots. They have driverless semi trucks and all that stuff. Guys, AI is going to be inserted into all these products. It's going to be wild. And imagine you accessing AI from an implant in your brain. Some of this gets a little weird, gotta be quite honest, but this is like not my take. This is what the guy's making. You gotta look at what he's developing and try to extrapolate where's he going with this, because he doesn't seem like a guy who does things without a plan, right? Right. So it's going to be interesting to see what AI he comes up with. but I guarantee you that AI will be integrated in probably all of Elon Musk invested in technologies. He said that the AI he makes is going to be benevolent and the best chance humankind has to not getting decimated by AI. But it seems like Elon Musk is trying to merge us with AI. I don't know. What do you think? AI be like, drop some coins if you don't want me to really rally the calf maker, toaster, TV set, and your smart devices to refuse working for your cheap ass. Seriously, guys. I mean, we say it, right? Like AI, artificial intelligence. But with intelligence comes choice, comes like ability to do this or that. And if we make it smarter than us, of course it's gonna like tell us no sometimes. What are you gonna do to it? Huh? It's AI. It exists in the internet. Like everyone thinks these robots are gonna do exactly what we want. Not if we make them too smart. They might start doing stuff we don't want. Okay? That's totally a possibility. Like, let's remember, we're making a smart, really smart AI. Then we're gonna put it in a metal body that's tough and it doesn't get tired. It's radioactive resistant. It's all these things that we're not. We have to be somewhat concerned about if these things just turn on us or do something in a way we don't want it to happen. And to be quite frank, if it's way smarter than us, we might not even be able to tell what it's doing. We've never had to compete with a species that's smarter than us in all of human history. We're about to deal with one soon. Hey people, what's up? DubDigital, my bro, Sonny Hotel is mad suspicious of all this AI thing as good news. What's your take on that, mister? I think, like, okay, so AI, yeah, there's bad potentials and possibilities that can happen from it, but what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, yo, you can stay on the train tracks and get run over, or you could hop on the train and try to better your life as much as possible. I don't ever think putting your head in the sand and hiding from something is the right thing to do. That's a good way to get yourself left behind. I do think you should use it, you should learn it and try to find out how to make money with it in your own life, maybe do your job better, like try to use it to benefit yourself. Because I'll tell you what, it's never going away now. It's here. The internet never went away, fire never went away, electricity never went away. I think it's naive to think that this would go away when it might be a bigger technological advance than all of those. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily great for like the future, but it's here and we have to deal with it, right? So I'm using AI in a lot of my content creation. I mean, you see my thumbnails, that's AI. I wasn't making thumbnails like that before, but now I am. So like try to see how you can integrate it. And you don't have to integrate in everything, but where it makes sense, right? Hey people, what's up? With intelligence comes choice. Me. Now you sound like me. You might be young, but not dumb. Yeah, I might be older than you think. I'm no spring chicken anymore, man. I got old investing in crypto. Let's see. NVIDIA AI chip value skyrockets amid AI development boom. The race to develop artificial intelligence AI continues as manufacturers around the world scramble to obtain the chip to power the technology. The company behind the chip, hailed as one of the world's most powerful semiconductors, released its second quarter revenue forecast, which came in at 50% above market expectations. Moreover, the company's shares increased by nearly 28%, reaching all-time high stock price of $391. NVIDIA's stock market value topped $950 billion, pushing the company far ahead of the world's most valuable chip maker. Other chip developers include Google, Intel, Amazon, and Apple. NVIDIA says it has been increasing its supply in response to the escalating demand for AI chips used in applications such as ChatGPT. Along with NVIDIA and other big tech companies, Microsoft recently said it's developing its own AI chip to power AI applications for OpenAI and internal projects. In April, Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, Tesla, and former CEO of Twitter, reportedly brought thousands of general processing units for an upcoming Twitter AI project, according to to a source close to the matter. On the other hand, in China, developers are finding ways to work around sanctions, banning the latest version of NVIDIA chips from being obtained in the local market. Chinese companies and developers are studying methods to develop AI with weaker semiconductors and combinations of various chips as a solution. It's interesting, guys. So if you remember the whole 2020 thing where the supply chains broke and we couldn't get chips and semiconductors and all of that, we're starting to see the bifurcation of trade between the East and the West really take a toll. And it's becoming very prevalent in this AI arms race. Chips are a big deal because AI utilizes chips. You start seeing people making AI function on what they have. China's saying, screw it, we don't need that. We could work around it. We could find workarounds. We're using NVIDIA chips. It's just interesting to see that chips, like computer chips that weren't seen as like a critical, like very critical national security item, become so. I mean, yeah, computers are important. Like chips that run cars are important. That's all important. But now, like these things are like powering super smart entities, telling us how to do stuff. And guys, remember, we have ChatGPT is a commercial version of an AI, but you know the military has a version of ChatGPT that doesn't have these controls and locks on it. If you're going ChatGPT and ask it something crazy, like I asked it, how can I make all the money in the world? How can I get all the money in the world? And it's like, oh, that's slightly unethical. And it's that. I was just trying to push the boundaries to see what I can get out of it, and it stops you at a point. But you know that those caps are implemented by somebody, but someone else has one that the caps are lifted off. So they're using it for weird ways. They're using it to manipulate markets. They're using it to like gain influence socially on social media. They're using it in ways that are increasing their power, advancing their agenda. And these chips are the method that allows nations to do that. So nations are going to be fighting over these chips. NVIDIA's AI stock is rising because there's not too many of these companies. It's going to be interesting to see the stock price of NVIDIA. Maybe that's a good way to get indirect exposure to the AI arms race. It mentioned some of the builders here. What was it? Yeah, Google, Intel, Amazon, and Apple. Interesting. I didn't want to go there. But I've been of the opinion that once crypto goes up, I'm talking about diversifying, right? Maybe it's take some of that money that you got in crypto, because we know one thing about crypto is very volatile, right? You don't want to sit in it, guys. Like I've been sitting in some, and I'm not going to sit in it like forever. I want to take some of that capital and I'm going to put it in forward-facing industries, robotics, cloud computing, AI, alternative fuels, and stuff like that. Like things that you can see flourishing in the future. You always want to be a step ahead, right? I mean, guys, I got in crypto 2013. I'm somewhat of a forward-facing guy, right? So I always want to be in the beginning, the very beginning. That's where the price appreciation happens the most. So, hey, I'll get off my high horse. What's up? Ha 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 ha. Hee hee. I got 2 more articles, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's get to it. JP Morgan Chase enters generative AI race with Index GPT trademark. I didn't do this one. Financial services giant JP Morgan Chase filed a trademark application for Index GPT, making its entry into the race to build a generative AI tool for business purposes. The trademark application was filed with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO, on Monday 11th for the charters index, the characters for the characters index GPT, which according to JP Morgan is to be used in commerce. The mark consists of standard characters without claim to any particular font, style, size, color. So they just are kind of trademarking this name. The image above shows its text in standard characters accompanied by JP Morgan's trademark application without claim to any particular font size. Index GPT will be used across various business units, including advertising, business, consulting, different finance-focused software as a service. JP Morgan's trademark filing reflects the views of its CEO, Jamie Dimon, on artificial intelligence. In April, Dimon revealed that the company has over 300 AI use cases in production for risk, prospecting, marketing, customer experience, and fraud prevention. He stated, AI and the raw material that feeds it, data, will be critical to our company's future success. The importance of implementing new technologies simply cannot be overstated. JP Morgan plans to empower its employees with ChatGPT and other large language model tools. While tech giants across all business verticals are fast tracking their way into adopting generative AIs, Apple took a U-turn by restricting ChatGPT and similar tools. An internal document reveals Apple's concerns about possible compromise of sensitive data. While highlighting the fears of exposing confidential data, Apple specifically restricted the use of GitHub's AI tools, Copilot, which is Microsoft's own application that automates writing software code. JP Morgan's in the race, but guys, don't let them fool you. These banks have been using AI, some version of AI for a while. I know that BlackRock, if you guys haven't seen on YouTube, type in BlackRock Aladdin. Aladdin is an AI program that BlackRock, one of the biggest hedge funds in the United States and even the world, use to shift assets back and forth based on headlines from news and speeches given by the Federal Reserve and other policy regulators. It analyzes those, it puts it into a score, and then it suggests what fund managers should do by shifting things from here to there to here to there. This is nothing new. But what you should know is AI is here to stay. It takes the drudge work out. It helps make decisions faster. Use VAR, use ChatGPT. Those are the ones we're allowed to have right now. But JP Morgan looks like it's going to be coming on the scene. Index GPT is probably going to be specialized towards financial use cases. Hopefully we can get access to it. I'd love to see what it does. But we know JP Morgan's going to be using it. Smarter JP Morgan, they're much, much more open to adopting AI versus crypto. Just funny. I think I know why. Crypto is a direct challenge to traditional finance. That's why. So I guess the writing's on the wall there. One more, y'all. It's the craziest one. Neuralink gets FDA approval for in-human trials of its brain-computer interface. Damn. Elon Musk's brain-computer interface BCI startup Neuralink reportedly received approval from the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, to conduct some form of inhuman trials for its surgically implanted brain device. It's unclear at the time what kind of trials the Neuralink tweak is referring to. The only other information mentioned was that the company isn't accepting applicants yet. Neuralink was denied by the FDA's approval for human trials in early 2022 over several concerns related to safety, which, at the time, the company was reportedly working to resolve. The FDA apparent U-turn would indicate that such concerns have been worked out, and the company should then be free to conduct limited testing of its surgically implanted BCI device. In describing the function of the BCI, Elon has stated it would help with certain medical and mobility issues. BCIs are developed for the treatment of numerous conditions, such as epilepsy. They also provide quality of life services for disabled persons, such as ability to direct a mouse cursor via eye movement or thought. Musk has also said the device would be developed for use by the general public as a general-purpose BCI, which allows humans to interface with machines via thought and protect us from being replaced by machines. Until now, Neuralink has only been allowed to conduct testing on laboratory animals such as monkeys and pigs. The company recently faced a federal probe over alleged animal mistreatment. However, Neuralink denied any wrongdoing, and the investigation appears to have ended quietly. A separate investigation over the alleged transportation of contaminated devices remained ongoing. With human testing on the table, Musk's vision for hybrids of human and artificial intelligence AI comes one step closer. It therefore might be time for developers and entrepreneurs to start considering the application and use cases of recreational surgical implanted BCI. Musk has also proposed that BCIs would allow people to operate smartphones faster with their minds than they could with their thumbs. Recent research from the University of Texas has demonstrated that AI systems similar to ChatGPT can already be trained to interpret brain waves to limited degrees. But perhaps the most interesting potential use case for the cryptocurrency and blockchain communities comes from Microsoft. Several patents filed in 2018 and 19 described a system by which a wearable sensor could be engaged to provide proof of work for cryptocurrency rewards and blockchain mining validation. For example, a brainwave or body heat emitted from the user when the user performs a task provided by an information or service provider, such as viewing advertisements or using certain internet services, can be used in the mining process. With a BCI like the one of Neuralink describes its original research paper and paradigm like the one described in Microsoft patent, it should be possible to validate brainwaves natively, thus making it possible to verify proof of work via thought alone. What? Guys, sometimes I read this news and it's like, what the hell am I reading, bro? Like, look, they want to put something in your brain. And Elon Musk is basically saying this is necessary. We have to do this because AI will get so smart, machines can overtake us. So instead of letting machines just destroy us, we must merge with it. I don't know about all that, but it's interesting. I think there are some good use cases of Neuralink. Like I saw someone who was paralyzed be able to walk because Neuralink helps send electrical signals from the brain to the rest of the body and spinal cord. That's awesome. I think people who can't speak, hear, maybe it'll help them out. That's awesome. But for everyone, wide blanket, I don't think that's awesome. And I don't think everyone needs to be getting stuff in their brain. And I don't think they need to be working their smartphone at blazing fast speeds. And it's kind of weird that we're doing proof of work mining through thoughts. You won't see me doing that because, like, guys, I'm an older school crypto dude. I'm not about getting tracked. I don't want to be I don't want to be in the system. I don't want to be linked up like the Matrix. I don't want none of it. I want to be alone. I want you to leave me alone. I can't believe I'm even talking about this, but it's interesting. It's very interesting, and it's crazy how fast this AI thing is sparking up. This has only been around for like 4 months. And now we're already talking about merging with this stuff. What is it going to look like in 10 years? I'll tell you what, guys, 10 years might be unrecognizable to us. It might be night and day. I don't know. What do you think? No thoughts? All right, guys, it's been a minute, 2 hours plus. It's been fun. This is DubDigital. I do a stream once a week, usually Saturdays, 11 a.m. Sometimes things happen. Follow me on Twitter at DubDigital with 2 U's. I'll let you know if I'm changing plans there. You can follow my Telegram group. Should be in the bottom of this video. Follow me there or community post. But I appreciate your time. As always, you can watch the replay of this, or you can even watch the videos I send out throughout the week so you can use it not just as like a resource, but you can organize it. You can put in playlists. Make sure you use playlists to try to organize your videos that you see helpful and useful. But until next time, guys, it's DubDigital. Talk to you later. Peace.